for this review, we've got I guess we're gonna call this comic book Shockwave. I don't think this series has really any other definition, but this is definitely U.S. comic book Shockwave. The packaging has a replication of what was this, issue 5 of the original U.S. Transformers comic book. Um, all the way down to the little Marvel icon that would be up here. Instead of Marvel, it says Takara Tomy at the top. And then you got this 40 years logo down at the bottom. So on this side, this is meant to be kind of an homage to how he was drawn in the Marvel comics. This is not an actual, um, reprinted graphic. This is a new created graphic, but it does match the comic book look very well. On the other side, it's really hard to see because this is dark. This is like a dark gray with black outlines, but these are images from the comic from issue 5. So that is pretty nice. The top also is pulled from the pages of issue 5. Just legal stuff on the bottom. On the back, we get to see robot mode, vehicle mode, his accessories. This is lifted from the comic with these incorrect colors that look just like this in the comic, with Megatron in his black helmet instead of gray helmet. I hope they do something with this. Maybe they'll wait for Studio 86 Megatron to do a Megatron version of this. I don't want to see Earthwise Megatron in this color. And last, this is a book style packaging. So on this side, we get a uh, replication of I think this was the end of issue 5. And just gonna let you see this graphic up here. And then you get to see inside the packaging. There is no clear film. It is just wide open. And you can look down there and you can see the accessories, the rest of the accessories, and then a little plate. This is nice. Like in person, this is super nice, and I love the colors that they use for Shockwave. So that is the packaging for the most part. Let's open him up. And there's not much of an unboxing to do since we've kind of seen everything, but you do get instructions. You get this legal thing that comes with all the Transformer toys now. So you can better see the figure and his accessories down here. And on the back, there is nothing else. So there's nothing else like in a little bag or anything. So you don't have to worry about throwing this away and missing something. All right, so let's get the figure all the way out of the packaging, and then we will um, go over it and do a few comparisons. Okay, so here they are out of the package, and you will have to do a little bit of work. These little arms that hold Optimus's head up come on a sprue. It's rare these days you get Transformer toys that have sprues. The vintage reissues, they always had like missiles on the sprue, but kind of surprised they did this. I mean, if it's keeping the cost down, if we saved like $5 because they did this, I'm all for it. So you should be able to pop these off pretty easily, but if you want to be a nerd about it, get you, little sprue cutter like you'd get with the Gundam model kits, and you can knock those off pretty quick. And The instructions do a pretty bad job of explaining how these pieces go in. You know that the nib, the smaller edge goes up front. But there are these kind of detents, not detents, but kind of holes in there. So it kind of makes you think that the part of this little stubby bottom piece goes in first, but then if you do that, they will be pointing in the wrong direction. So you just basically they should point inward. So the little stubby part at the bottom should be pointing to the center, and you basically just slide these in. They don't lock in. They just kind of slide in. It's pretty tight, so they're not gonna fall out easily. But that's all you're really doing. You're just kind of mushing them into this little slot, and then once you get more of them in, it's gonna get harder to get these other ones in without, um, like there's you're losing space for your fingers. So it gets a little bit tricky as you get to the last couple ones. But it is possible. Uh, kind of see I did not do that great of a job. So see if I can. I have to kind of mess with this some more later, but you get the general gist. You don't need to have this perfect for it to look good. And then this last piece is this guy, and there's a little slot, and there's a tab, and you just put it on that, and it points inward because that's where his head would be. You'd just basically be giving him life support to his head. And then technically the head does fit over this piece. It might be easier, yeah, to do that first and then do this. And then really the head isn't sitting on top of these um, spires. It's really being held up by the red piece. And it just has this illusion like it's being held up. But that is a really nice comic book style head. It's a shame they haven't done this head for Optimus before. Um, we'll get into some comparisons in a moment, and we'll try putting this head on some other um, figures. So Shockwave, as you can see, he's got all of this comic book style shadowing. I do like this better than what they did with the, what was it, the 30th anniversary or 35th anniversary, the Walmart Megatron and Optimus. So you get this kind of stark black shading. You get some duotone dot printing. It doesn't distract from the figure that much. He is very greebly in general, so this would probably stand out more if he was kind of a smoother figure. Since he isn't, it works really well. Um, I like how this mold will let you get away with that exaggerated, bent knee pose that you would see a lot of stuff drawn in Marvel. So you can get that look if you want. He's very clicky. See, I don't know if they did some re-engineering, but the joints seem tighter than the original Earthrise, not Earthrise, War for Cybertron. So that is something to note. But I think he looks pretty good. So let's do some quick comparisons. So here's the original War for Cybertron, much darker purple, clear chest plastic. The eye used some really nice light piping. One of the rare times you see light piping used well. The new figure, this is painted, so no light piping. So do think that looks really nice. So those are those two guys. And we got the more recent dramatic capture Shockwave. He is yet a completely different purple. um, Still has the clear chest, but the clear plastic has a purple tint to it. Um, more comic book color looking. And one thing I think they messed up on, they didn't paint this intersection gray. They should have to complete the look a little bit better, I think. Um, but this version you have the white backpack. This one you got the purple backpack, which will become distracting in alt mode. But you know he's going to have a better alt mode because of it. And just to kind of get all three of them here, let's do it like this. Three very different purples. So now you have to ask yourself which is the better one. I don't know. They're all pretty nice. Strangely, this one probably goes closer to the masterpiece version, although it's not quite dark enough, and this one goes closer to the animation repaint of the masterpiece version. So just something to think about there. And last, got a Netflix Earthrise Optimus, and I'm gonna see if I can pop the head out easily. Yeah, it came off super easy. All right, and there is Earthrise with the comic book head. Um, I like the comic book head, but it's not going to match any color here. But that does look pretty nice. He's got some very deep eye sockets. And then just to kind of compare to that head, it is a different head altogether. So kind of feel like we need a at least one last Earthrise with colors to match this blue. All right, so those are the comparisons. As somebody who grew up reading the U.S. Marvel comics, this is pretty exciting to have. Even to have this accessory, it's pretty just unbelievable that they did this. I am looking forward to the Grimlock that's coming out and the other comic book figures that will be out soon. If you have not purchased a Shockwave before, this is a good Shockwave to get. The colors are nice. The shading isn't too far out, and it does give it some extra character and blends in with some of the detailing of the figure itself. And just the fact that this thing exists is pretty amazing. Plus, with the box. You can use that as a background diorama. Like it kind of lends itself to um, being displayed because of what it's replicating. So that's the review. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.